Hey everyone, welcome to another serving of Severance batshite theory stew. Let's get to it before Milkshake brings all his friends to the yard to find us. Severance, is Mrs. Cobel about to burn Lumon to the ground? If you thought Severance was just about traumatized office Borg navigating a dystopian HR nightmare, think again. But what if I told you that Harmony Cobel, the milk-obsessed, baby-kidnapping, cultish queen of Lumon, might actually be the key to taking it all down? After Episode 8, Sweet Vitriol, it's clear that Cobel isn't just a creepy corporate enforcer. She's got history, she's got rage, and, most importantly, she's got a notebook full of secrets that might prove she invented Severance itself. Yeah, Kier Eagan? That guy may have just been the Steve Jobs to Cobel's Wozniak, a charismatic fraud standing on the back of an actual genius. So is Cobel about to burn Lumon to the ground, or is she just pissed that she never got Employee of the Month? Let's dig in. Cobel grew up in a literal Lumon hellscape. First off, we finally learn where Cobel comes from, and surprise, it's Salt's Neck, a frozen wasteland ruined by Lumon. Apparently, back in the day, Salt's Neck was home to a Lumon ether factory, which did for its residents what Taco Bell does to your stomach at 2 a.m., wrecked it completely. Cobel, as a child, worked at this factory. Yes, Lumon had literal kids working for them, which makes their waffle parties seem almost wholesome in comparison. While Cobel got out, her hometown did not. Now it's basically a ghost town full of addicts, gasping for breath after a lifetime of inhaling industrial-grade Lumon-branded Huffables. And let's not forget her aunt Sissy, who's so brainwashed she still worships Keir, despite the fact that Lumon destroyed her entire life. Meanwhile, Cobel's mom, Charlotte, hated Lumon with every fiber of her being. She spent her final days hooked up to a breathing tube, dying from ether exposure. And Cobel? She wasn't there to say goodbye. She was too busy getting brainwashed by Lumon's elite school system. That's a villain origin story and a therapy bill rolled into one. Cobel might have invented Severance and got zero credit. Now, here's where things get insane. When Cobel digs up her old belongings in Salt's Neck, she finds a notebook full of blueprints, circuits, and equations. And not just any blueprints. These are Severance-related designs, meaning Cobel might actually be the real inventor of Severance. When Sissy flips through the pages, she's like, "Why have you never spoken of this?" And Cobel, absolutely fuming, replies, "Because I was told Keir's knowledge belongs to all." Translation: Lumon stole her work, slapped Keir's name on it, and told her to shut up about it. Imagine inventing one of the most terrifying mind control technologies of all time, only to be written out of the history books so some rich dude with a statue fetish could take all the credit. Cobel's seething, and honestly, she should be. You don't spend decades torturing office workers in the name of the guy who stole your genius and not develop a few revenge fantasies. Is Cobel about to flip on Lumon? So what's her endgame? If she really did invent Severance, does she still believe in it? Or is she looking to take back control and use it against Lumon? Because let's not forget, Cobel isn't just a loyal company woman anymore. She got fired in Season 1. Fired. And what did she do? She snuck back into the company anyway, crashed Helly's gala, and probably had a top 10 craziest firing response of all time. Now, she's out in Salt's Neck, getting high on ether and making out with her old factory buddy Hampton, who seems to be the one guy in town who doesn't want Lumon's death grip on his lungs. Hampton has the same burn-it-all-down energy as Dylan does back in MDR. And when Cobel kisses him, that's not just repressed emotion, that's a possible alliance. Cobel and Mark, a secret alliance? Speaking of unexpected alliances, let's talk about Cobel and Mark. From day one, Cobel has been obsessed with Mark. She stalks him, she hired his therapist just to monitor his emotions. She basically co-parented his sister's baby like she was auditioning for World's Worst Babysitter. Now, why would she care so much about one severed employee? Maybe because she sees herself in him. Mark, like Cobel, is someone whose entire life has been stolen by Lumon. He's been manipulated, lied to, and had his deepest relationships erased. And yet, Mark keeps fighting to remember. What if Cobel thinks he's the key to reintegration? What if she's betting on Mark destroying Severance? Because if Severance goes down, so does the entire Keir-worshipping, baby-cloning, brain-wiping cult. Wait, is Cobel a permanent innie? Okay, this is where things get really weird. Some fans are theorizing that Cobel might actually be a permanent innie, someone who never wakes up to an outie life. Think about it, she's so hyper-loyal to Lumon, yet also weirdly disconnected from normal human behavior. She's obsessed with rituals, punishments, and controlling people. She has no real personal life, and we never see any friends or family outside of work. What if she was one of the earliest severance experiments, but instead of switching between innie and outie, her innie became her permanent identity? It would explain why she's so deeply entrenched in Lumon's ideology. She literally has no life outside of it. So what happens next? Cobel is officially unhinged and on a mission. But is she about to save the innies, or perfect severance for herself? Right now, it could go either way. She might be looking to take down Lumon, finally claiming the credit and power she was denied, or she might double down on her faith in severance, trying to push it even further. One thing's for sure, she's not following orders anymore. And when Cobel goes rogue, nobody is safe. Whatever happens next, we're in for one hell of a showdown. Okay, that's all I could squeeze out of the tube of toothpaste. See you next time, here on Mind Bang, the channel with more bang for your mind. Wow, that is a terrible corporate slogan. I'll work on it. Okay, later pals.